Okay, so we're just going to do a quick video of these notes right here for you guys. Um, we're going to start over here, and I want to remind you the very first thing when you're going to work with these is you need to make sure if it is set equal to 0 or not. So number 1 is set equal to 0, and I like to go look at that right away and take care of that first thing, okay? So number 1, it is set equal to 0. Number 2, I need to make it equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract this 2 from both sides. I'm left with 3x squared plus 7x minus 2 equals 0. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. These are just some quick notes to kind of show you what it could look like in multiple choice. And number 3 is equal to 0. So I'm going to go back up and I'm going to start with number 1. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label my A, my B, and my C value. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to write them down because I find it way easier to have them written down so I can refer to them. Okay, and now I'm going to plug it into the quadratic formula. You know what that means. 1, 2, 3. X equals the opposite of B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all divided by 2A. You really got to hold that 4AC over there when you got all those parentheses. It makes it tough. I'm not going to lie, it makes it tough. So then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to highlight for y'all. I'm going to do this math first. So we're just going to do the math under the radical sign or the square root sign first. And this math right here, 5 squared, is 25. Then I'm going to do this math right here. So I'm going to highlight that one in green so you know exactly what I'm doing. So now I'm doing this math right here, which is separate. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Times negative 7 is a positive 84. And I do not expect y'all to do that in your head. I do expect that to be on the calculator. So y'all can always pause when y'all need to. So now I'm going to rewrite this problem with just that information. So right now I have x equals, I haven't done anything with this right here. Okay, and all I've done underneath is simplify the square root to 109 divided by 6. That's as far as I have to go on these. Notice this is the answer above. So which answer matches that? Because I've gotten it wrong 3 times. It's negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 109, which is the C one. What is different about this one is the 5 is after that plus or minus. So be really careful there, okay? Next question. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab my marker. I'm going to label my A, my B, and my C. A equals 3, B equals 7, and C equals negative 2. And you know what time it is. We're doing the quadratic formula. 1, 2, 3. X equals the opposite of B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all divided by 2A. Sometimes you really got to hold that last note. It can be troublesome. You got to get it in there. So let's go do our math. The first one is that 7 squared, which is a 49. Then I'm going to do all of this part right here next. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12 times negative 2 is actually a positive 24. And when I add those together, it equals 73. So I've just simplified what's under the quadratic formula. What is under the radical sign. So now I have x equals negative 7 plus or minus the square root of, it's simplified to 73, divided by 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, 2 times 3 is 6. So our answer for this one is, in fact, well, up here it's like split apart, but that's okay because I know one of them is negative 7 plus and one of them is negative 7 minus, has the 6 on the bottom, so that matches A. Just wanted y'all to see it in different formats, how it is important we do the quadratic formula as well. And then we have our last one. It says the roots of the equation. So I'm going to highlight this right now. We have covered this frontwards, backwards, left, and right. Roots are these solutions. They are also the zeros. And most importantly, they are the x-intercepts because that's the whole point of what we are doing, guys. Make sure you take note of that. So it's equal to 0. So I'm going to pull out my A, my B, and my C. And again, I do like to write them separately. So I have them in front of me when I go to sing. Okay. I know you all so excited. Y'all just can't even wait, can you, right now? All right, so let's get this done. A 1, 2, 3. X equals the opposite of B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC, all divided by 2A. Okay, so I've plugged it into the formula. So now I need to simplify my math in under the radical. 7 squared is a 49. Then I'm going to do this math right here. Negative 4 times 2 is a negative 8 times negative 3 is actually a positive 24. And that totals 73. So I already know maybe I'm doing all right here, but let's write it down. We need to look at it and make sure we see it clearly because we might have to go further and actually reduce it, okay? Negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 73 divided by 4. And I see that answer up there. It's not going to trick you. If the answer's there, there's not multiple answers unless it's stated, which is not on this problem. And that is it.